guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build. Today I am back with a base game house as a lot of you guys have asked for another one. I try and do them relatively often, around once a month, sometimes more, and sometimes they're base game and sometimes they're like limited pack builds. But today we are back with a base game house. And it is vaguely reminiscent of a Victorian style house because we are a little bit limited with base game on what styles you can achieve. And so I just kind of started building. I wanted a cozy family home, something relatively small. And this is what I came up with. So this is a 2-bedroom, 3-bathroom house that can fit up to 4 Sims in it. And it's coming in at around 60,000 simoleons, and I placed this in Newcrest, which is one of the 3 base game worlds. It's empty when you first start the game, which is kind of cool. I know some people are like, I wish it had stuff in it if you don't like building, but I was very excited when Newcrest came out because it didn't launch with the base game. It came out a little bit later, and it is base game, but it just didn't come out when the game came out. And I would actually love another empty world that we could fill up with whatever we want because empty worlds are nice. We've only had one, but I mean, I do that to every world when I get it. I delete everything and I'm like, oh, this beautiful empty canvas. So it was really nice with Newcrest that they just gave us an empty canvas to work off of. I don't know if they would ever do something like that again, but there's definitely things in the game that I'd much prefer updated first. So not very pressed on that. But anyway, I just figured out all the wallpaper and the windows. I struggle picking out windows with base game because I like to try and make my base game houses look like they're not base game houses, but sometimes it just doesn't work. I try and put a lot of detail in them though, and I definitely use a lot of debug and show live edit objects, and you'll see that as we're working on landscaping now. I have so much fun landscaping. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I think I did quite a bit of it on this lot. Like, not too much because it's a fairly small lot. I think this is a 20 by 15, which outside of the like hidden worlds, I believe this is the smallest lot that you can build on. I think the hidden world in Sylvan Glade is like 10 by 15 or something like that though, which, you know, is nice. I wish we had super small lots to work off of because I'm sometimes even on a 20 by 15, I'm like, I have so much space, I don't know what to do with it. But I know that's just a me problem, and a lot of people are like, I wish we had something bigger than 64 by 64, which I understand, like being able to build whatever you want. So I don't know, in The Sims 3 you could just place down whatever lot size you wanted, which was really cool. And that wasn't even in Create World. It was just you could place down a lot size anywhere, which was really awesome. But anyway, I'm just going on a little tangent here. Sorry about that. But back to our landscaping, I used this show live edit objects fence over on one side, and we're going to be using like a different fence out front. And I stacked these little rocks on top of this rock flooring, and I just thought it looked really nice. It added a little bit of texture. And then this is the fence we're adding in the front. I just thought it was really cute. I love how it's partially opened. That was one of the items I was really excited about when we first got access to show live edit objects. And I haven't used it much, but I thought it worked really well here. It matched the tones I was going for in the exterior of this build. And then, you know, crowding the lot with trees to try and fill up the empty space. Plus, I think it looks more realistic when there's trees all around because at least where I live, you're not going to move into a house and there's just one little tree somewhere. There's trees everywhere. So that's what I was going for here. And then upstairs, the floor plan, it came together. This house does have 3 bathrooms. So there are 2 upstairs, one's an ensuite, and one is like the hall bath, and then there is one downstairs as well, which is only a half bath. Because I changed my mind about where things were gonna be, I had to move the staircase and fiddle around with a floor plan for a while, and it is a very small house, as you might have guessed by what it looks like, but there's not a whole lot of space in the bedrooms. The master bedroom, you just barely can fit a double bed with space to get on get in on either side. And then the other bedroom, I was able to fit 2 single beds, but that's really it. It's 3 wide. It's a very small room, but I thought it was nice and cozy. But we're moving on into the living, dining, kitchen area. The kitchen is kind of like a hallway from the dining room into the living room, and I really liked that. I thought it was cozy. It's really fun kind of experimenting with different floor plans sometimes and seeing what fits in. And these countertops, I don't know if anyone else relates, but when I just had base game, when I think just back when that was the only pack out, I was obsessed with these counters. These are the ones that I always used in every house. And of the 2 traditional ones in base game, I definitely prefer this one over the other one. I think the swatches are a little bit better. So whenever I use them, I just think about that because I used to overuse them like years ago, and now it's the Parenthood ones and the Jungle Adventure ones, but these ones had their day. They were appreciated years ago, and they're being appreciated in this build, and I quite often appreciate them in general in base game builds, although if I'm building a modern base game home, I'm not going to be using these ones, and that's something I'd like to do. I've done a few of those, but I really enjoy building modern things, and sometimes they're a little bit of a struggle, and I'm like, how do I make it not just look like a box? But you know what? Sometimes it's okay if it just looks like a box. And yeah. Anyway, if you guys have any suggestions for particular styles or family dynamics or, suggestions for some base game houses or lots in the future, please let me know those down below because I'd love to do some more base game stuff. I think it's really fun. Anyway, working on the entryway here, I kept it fairly simple, just a side table, some flowers, a clock, a mirror, and then a place to hang your coat. Just all the, simple necessities. And then moving on into the downstairs bathroom, which is the only one that I recorded because they're all pretty much the same. Although this one's a half bath, one of them has a tub and shower, and then the other one just has a shower. So that way, if you have a dog or you have a toddler, depending on what packs you're playing with, obviously you could get a toddler no matter what. That's not pack restricted, but a dog is. You'll have the tub to use for that purpose. Or if your sim just really likes taking bubble baths, that's okay too. But anyway, these are the couches I used in the living room. There are 2 swatches of this base game couch that have a little bit more of a texture to them. And I just really like using them because they seem a little bit more realistic. So I used it in this green swatch because I feel like usually when I do use the textured versions, I use the more orangey peachy colored one. So I thought the green would be a nice change. And then there's like a built-in window seat and storage over here. And then we have a little bit of a TV stand in front of it. And I kept a couple of things around the house that were like, oh, the kids left this here, but I didn't want it to be too over the top. But just adding a side table with a lamp on it and then some artwork above the couch. I use that painting in pretty much every base game house and quite often in just any house. I think it's a really nice piece and one of my favorites from base game for sure. But here I am just placing down beds, trying to figure out how I'm going to have everything fit together and bouncing back and forth between the 2 bedrooms. As you can see, they are very, very small, but I think it worked out nicely, and I really like all the green touches I did on the inside of this house. I don't know what it is, but every build I've done in the recent past, I have put this laundry basket on the dresser in the master bedroom. I don't know why. My brain is just like, you gotta put the clean laundry there. They didn't put it away yet. And I just do it in every build, and I am so sorry because I have a few builds recorded that are coming out soon that I did that in, and I didn't realize I did it until I was editing them. So I will make sure I don't do that as often after this week, hopefully. But if I do, then sorry. I just think it's kind of funny that for some reason I think every single sim ever won't put their laundry away. But that does seem like a sim thing to do because a lot of times they don't do what you want them to do. And yeah, I'm just rambling again. I feel like over this last week, I have forgotten how to do voiceovers, and I'm sure I will get more used to it the more I do them now. But until then, you're going to get this. So this is the hallway. It has like a double computer desk thing. I have a table in there, so there's a laptop on one end and a full-on desktop on the other. I thought that was kind of nice, so you could have more than one person using a computer at a time, and then just getting some clutter on the coffee table. But we're coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.